That's another game I need to get back into is the Master Chief Collection, Halo Master Chief Collection, because I was doing achievement hunting on that for a good month or so, and I got like 300 achievements or something on that game, but it has like 700, so there's like so many to get.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
playing Reach again right now. Halo Reach,
ooh, nice. That's a
watching the new season.
oh
Yeah,
oh. I'm sorry.
it's better than season one. It's not that it's not it's not like garbage tier. It's not like Rebel Moon tier bad. It's slightly better. And episode 4 was really good.
Yeah.
Season
I
2.
I have I my problem when it comes to like TV shows or really like video games, movies in general, really just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I really want you to hook me. Like I really want you to do your
Yeah,
best to
they
put your best
failed
foot
with
forward.
Halo.
That's my problem is that like season 1 I barely got through the first episode and I said nope. And it's just like you
Yeah.
lost me. It's like I'm not gonna pick up the rest of season 1 because I hear season 2 is slightly better, and it's kind of one of those things that's disappointing because like even let's say season 2 was like a masterpiece, right? Let's say hypothetically season 2 was like 10 out of 10, amazing, like perfect Halo TV. I still wouldn't watch it because
Okay,
season
I'm
1
gonna
left such a sour taste in my mouth. I wouldn't really want to
Oh
watch
man.
it.
I only watched the first episode of season one, and then I got invited onto the EFAP TV for Halo season two, and yeah, so I had to catch up on all of season one. I've watched every episode of season two, with the exception of last week's, because we're
Yeah.
doing a double episode this week, I think. And yeah, it's terrible. It's not good. It's bad. It's all bad.
It's not great. It's doing better lately, I
I
think.
don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's worse. It's actually worse. And
Did you see the Fall of Reach episode?
yeah, it was terrible. It was horrendous.
Oh, it's really good. That was a good episode.
No, it wasn't Lofty. No,
Yeah.
no,
It
it
was a
wasn't.
good episode. The
I,
action was good.
was it?
And yes, it was really good.
Why? Why was the action good? Well,
Because it was good choreography, Chief
oh,
tackling the. Yes, it was, dude. What?
what does Chief do with the sword?
Oh, that's not a fight. That was supposed to be a duel, and he got fucked.
Well, he
I'm
doesn't.
talking about everything else.
He
Yeah.
turns it on and then gets like taken out immediately.
Yeah, by a plasma pistol. Very, very deadly weapon without a suit on.
Yeah, but
Actually, with a suit on, it's deadly.
so if it's so much deadlier than the energy sword, why were all the Covenant using energy swords in that episode? Why does Captain Keyes sacrifice himself? Look, why are none of the Spartans?
Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
You're
whoa.
not in
Back
the
the
armor.
fuck up.
What?
Captain Keyes dies on Reach?
Yeah,
Yes.
by
Possibly.
leaking jet fuel into
Oh, that shit is not canon.
lighting up a pipe. to
No,
smoke.
it's not canon. It's Silver Timeline.
Oh, man. Master.
Yeah,
Oh, Keyes, no.
That's bad.
You.
It's,
Yeah, but
they don't have their armor on because it's like, well, they stole our armor. It's like, why would they steal your armor? You're
They
the
can
only
kill them.
people. They're the only people. Why would they want to kill them?
Why would they not want to kill them so he can make usher in the Spartan 3s and kill off the Spartan 2s? It's explained in the show.
I mean,
Exactly.
there's.
I feel like people don't pay attention because they just think the show's bad, so they just
No,
like
it is
make
bad.
up why.
It's
No,
terrible
no,
because-
that episode was good, and people are coping. That is a good episode.
No, it's not.
Everyone's No, people are scared to admit that it's good because it'll make them look bad on social media.
No.
Everybody's. Oh, I'm not afraid to say it. I am not afraid to say it. It's a good episode.
No, I'm not afraid.
I don't know.
It's just fucking awful.
Well, I just explained to you why they took their armor. Apparently you didn't even pay attention.
That's retarded. Retarded
No,
reason.
it's not retarded. That's exactly what he would do. He's trying to kill them.
No, they wouldn't, because those Spartans are the most important military asset that humanity has. Killing
Right,
them.
he's going to create the Spartan 3s to replace them.
Wait. There's a member of the UNSC that is attempting to destroy the Spartan 2s?
Yes.
Why?
Because he's
he
creating the Spartan
hates them.
3s. But
Because Halsey killed his sister.
Lofty, who trains the Spartan 3s in the games and the books?
What's his face? I can't remember his name now.
Kurt.
Alden?
You know
Wait,
who
what's,
he is?
what's his? No, wait. Remind me of his name. I can't remember his name.
Kurt. Kurt is the one that trains the
Oh
Spartan
no.
in Ghosts of Onyx in the books.
I thought you meant the guy in this show. What's his name?
Like I don't know, Evil Disparu, whatever his name is. Like the point is
No, he's in the books. Yeah.
no, but the point is the Spartan 2s are the people who need to train the Spartan 3s because the Spartan 3s are effectively they're defective. They don't work properly. So there's a really critical reason why you would need the Spartan 2s in order to have any chance at making the Spartan 3 program work at all. But because they didn't want to put the people in the suits and they wanted to have an excuse and they wanted to make a shitty Expanse ripoff with a bunch of Halo iconography crammed into the asshole of, because that's what this is. I'm sorry. You can't convince me that this was always written as a Halo show.
You know what's funny about like the Halo show as a concept?
I mean, this is the Fall of Reach. This season is written as a Halo show. The last season was not.
No, it's not. It's really not. Nothing.
It's the Fall of Reach, dude. Everything about it. Halsey.
Lofty. The only thing about it that is the Fall of Reach is that they keep on saying the planet is Reach and the planet falls. That's it.
Oh, and the Covenant glass is Reach. They have to go find.
Wait, are you telling me Reach City is in peril?
Yeah, it's just like
Reach City.
The game. Just like the game, yeah.
No, but like
I'm making a joke about there was a screen cap somebody took that I saw that apparently the name of the city is Reach City, which is fucking hilarious and I love it.
Yeah, Earth City on Earth.
Yeah, Earth City on Earth. Yeah, Reach City, baby.
Everything about how the scenario is set up, everything about the fact that the UNSC is constantly being warned that the planet is going to be glassed very shortly, and that they actually say the words, "Oh, but we can't tell people because that'll cause panic as people are trying to escape."
Well,
it's like, yeah, but you know what? People should be trying to escape.
I don't care about any of this. I just want to know, is Master Cheek still getting action?
No. Yeah, action.
Is he still fucking?
He's hitting on a new Latina Marine girl who's like very important to the story for some reason.
Hell yeah! So he's getting some action.
No, not really yet. But like I don't know. Like it doesn't matter because he's not Master Chief.
Well, I know that's why I'm joking about him getting action because he's not Master Chief. He's just some random asshole in a suit. What's funny to me is how easy it would have been to make a Halo TV show. It's kind of one of those things that startles me because it's like the lack of talent on display is sort of disturbing because of how easy it would be to make, to the point where you could pretty much just put the show on autopilot and you wouldn't even need a showrunner. Because what's funny is that you could have used a template of like, it's a very underwhelming, it's a very unknown show, it's a very indie show, so maybe that's why, because it's just not very well known. If I remember correctly, it wasn't even very well reviewed at the time. It's called Band of Brothers. It's called Band of Brothers. Like I said, it's a very unknown, very indie show. No one's ever heard of Band of Brothers at all. You can tell from my fucking passive-aggressive voice that no one's ever heard of Band of Brothers. So I don't know why you know, no one's ever heard of it. But so what's obvious to me is that all you have to do is just do the Fall of Reach, right?
That's what they're doing. Yeah.
But what you do is you basically
episode of season 2 after 4 episodes.
No. I'm saying that your first episode is so one of the cool things about Band of Brothers, again, the very indie unknown show, for fuck's sake. One of the cool things about Band of Brothers is that they had interviews with the people who were there, right? So you got to interview the you know, like Captain Winters or he was Major Winters because he got promoted, but like Major Winters would be like, yeah, when we were there, blah 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 blah, and they would kind of talk about the episode that was about to happen. So it was almost kind of like the veterans were spoiling in a way what was going to happen because they were there. And what's great is that there's actually precedent for this. And again, it's a very indie, very unknown ad campaign. It didn't go over well and is not well regarded. It's called the Believe campaign for Halo 3. Again, very indie, very underground. No one knows about this. For fuck's sake.
Well, they're doing what they should have done is Halo Reach, the Fall of Reach season 1, and then Combat Evolved Season 2.
Well, that's what
they're-
I'm getting into, is because what you do is
Yeah.
if you put an ODST team, like you basically make an ODST team, basically like follow along with Chief. So you basically have the events of Combat Evolved, but you have it instead of just Chief and Cortana, you have some of the shock troopers, right, with him. Because it's realistic to say that, like, okay, normal Marines are not going to really be able to keep up with a Spartan, but the ODSTs, they're more elite, they're more well-trained, they're just stronger. So you could realistically believe that they would be with Chief. And there you go, because there's your in, right? There's your group of veterans that you could be interviewing at the start of the episode. And so now, of course, that would some quote unquote spoil quote unquote like who lives and who dies. But again, I think that would be a really interesting route to take because it would make it seem more real. You know what I mean? Like it would make it seem more real.
No, that's stupid. That's gimmicky. They just need to do the Fall of Reach book, like sort of how it is in the book, and then they need to do Combat Evolved. But then the Combat Evolved is going to have to be a bit different for a show because it's just Chief. It's
Chief and
you can't really do it like the games.
Well, that's why I'm saying that's why I'm saying you embed him with a team of from the ODST.
Yeah, other characters.
Because because realistically, Marines not really going to be able to keep up with Chief, but again, some orbital jock drop troopers. But realistically, I think they could hang with him.
Like on Halo 1, you still have Johnson there. You still have Keys.
Yeah, Johnson's going to be replaced with Sora. What's his name again? Sora? Or
it doesn't really matter. Like the show's, I don't really even think the show's even worth talking about. Honestly, like the show that I'm doing on it is just live watch meme reaction stuff, and yeah, I've not been enjoying it.
Well, I'm just generally talking about. I'm just generally talking about how it could be done better because to me. It's you can make it a fairly standard military procedural in the Halo universe, and I feel like that would come off as it would be very realistic. It would feel very real, you know.
We're like a year away from you being able to type a Halo TV show, but better than the Halo show into that Sora AI, and you will legitimately get something that's better than that Halo TV.
Like honestly, just do Halo TV show inspired by Band of Brothers. That's literally all I'm saying. Like it's just you take a tried and because the thing is, people fucking love Band of Brothers. They fucking love that show. That is still
I'm a Halo fan. I don't want Band of Brothers Halo. That's stupid.
No, but it's that's not stupid, Lofty. And if it came out and that was good, you would definitely be coming all over it. And you know that.
Maybe, but it would have to be very specific.
Expands Halo, and that's
I just want Halo.
But
that's it's like you're defending aspects of this show when like it's the worst version.
Defending the Halo parts of the show,
realistically. The Halo.
I'm defending the.
But the Halo parts of the show are key jangles. They're inconsequential.
But
none of it matters. It really doesn't.
The reason why an ensemble I think would just work
right now because actually it's gonna matter. It's not gonna matter that what they're doing is. I think what they're doing is they're retconning season 1. They can't retcon it completely, or else it'll be nonsensical. So they have to slowly get rid of these characters.
I don't think they had any interest at all in retconning season 1. If anything, what they're doing is trying to distract you with enough Halo iconography, like imagery and terms, that you don't realize that the only thing that matters to these writers is their shitty characters like Quan and all of Soren's shit that's going on that has nothing really to do with anything else that's happening in the Halo timeline.
What the fuck is a Quan?
Quan is the Asian.
The Korean girl who was a spunky sidekick in the first one, and now she's like a master assassin ninja.
What?
She's been thinking about fighting Master Chief.
The fuck are you talking about? There's no way that's real.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's real. It's a terrible character.
Bad show.
There is no way that shit is real. A fucking ninja? What the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on 1 second. No. Think about Lofty in the first 4 episodes, because that's how many I've watched so far. I've watched up to the end of that Fall of Reach episode. How many times is there actual Halo style stuff happening on the screen? Because I think all it really has is that first scene at the beginning where it's solved by like Halo Princess She Twink showing up and just
Yeah.
Master Chief shall not die today.
What?
And later in the Fall Reach episode, that same thing happens where she just like shows up and is like, no, he gives good dickin'. Don't kill him.
Jesse,
And,
what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Covenant Princess that Master Chief has sex with.
Oh, that. Oh, I'm
not kidding at all. That happens.
I'm so lost.
I mean, that is actually it is the thing on this show, and Master Chief's life has been saved from certain death twice in 4 episodes.
So they're expanding on the. What I like about it is they're expanding on the characters, and they're basically replacing Noble Team with these characters. They're giving some backstory.
Oh, Noble Team isn't in it? Aw.
No, it's like it's these people. But I like all of them. I think they're all good characters. I don't really. I'm talking about the Spartans.
Well, I mean, Kai is the only one that has any character at all, really. And she's basically not in.
But they're more in character. I'm playing Reach right now. Reach is pretty bad. It's not a great story. It's very simple. When Kat dies, I had no emotional impact whatsoever because she said like 5 things. So like it's already better than Noble and than Reach, in my opinion.
I disagree because
Reach is only fun for the combat. That's the only reason. And then I haven't even read
You're discounting everything that happens during the missions in Reach, though. Like,
I know, but I'm talking about the games, right? Unless you're a book connoisseur,
the games have that in there. Like there's all sorts of things.
I'm playing the game right now. It's not as good as people say it is. It's really not.
I remember loving George.
I disagree with
I remember loving George. I remember loving that big boy.
George doesn't barely do anything. He looks cool and his cool armor.
I remember George being like that cool big brother character. He was a Chad. I like George.
KJ, George doesn't do anything. He sacrifices his life by blowing up the Covenant carrier that they think is the only thing they're going to have to be fighting. We think that George just sacrificed his life to save the day, and then the whole Covenant fleet shows up.
That's what I like about George, honestly, is because like he's like ready to make this crazy sacrifice and go out like a Chad, and we're like, oh, he did it, and then it's like the rest of the ship show, like, oh, he didn't do it.
Yeah, KJ, I gotta get through this though. But Lofty, to compare the death of the Spartan in episode 4, there, I don't give a shit. That guy's been in a bunch of episodes of TV, but he doesn't do anything, and he dies for kind of no reason. Well, from one needle that was in him from a needler that explodes on a TV show where they have flat out taken the time to say if more than 5 of these are in you at one time, they have a negative chain reaction and they explode. And this Spartan is killed by one needle that goes into his shoulder and blows up.
Yeah, one needle never blows up. What do you?
But that's the thing. It's like they don't care. They don't give a shit. They just said, okay, yeah, we'll have him get killed by one of those needle things, whatever. We haven't used those in a while. And they don't care about making a Halo show. They just have an Expanse style show.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying it's on the right track. I think it's better than season 1. I think parts of episode 4 were great. And I think
I don't think any of it was good because all the shots were terrible. It looked like really shitty volume shot, like bad green screen, bigger scope than the production team can possibly handle. Poorly constructed fight scenes. Like
the fight between John and that elite was pretty great.
But they didn't do it. They didn't fight really. They have a fist fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was cool. So John has
John outside of armor having a fist fight with an elite.
That's badass.
No, but like he should be dead. Like that's the thing.
Oh no.
No, and he should be. The Mjolnir armor is the only thing that makes it so that humans can go toe-to-toe with elites. The Spartans alone aren't enough. They needed that armor. They designed the armor.
But you're talking about lore. You're talking about like lore that people don't even know who haven't read the books, and this is not even the same timeline.
You're talking about the Halo stuff that's in it, though. So
I know.
Show where they actually care about Halo, they won't have an unarmored Master Chief going toe to toe with an elite in a room that has tons of guns in it. He would look for a gun if he was unarmored.
Honestly,
But
I'm
there,
It was a really, really awesome fight scene.
no,
I'm I'm still reeling over the whole one needle exploded. Like I'm still reeling over that
That was cool
because
too. I
because
don't have a problem with that at all.
I
I don't
I
know.
I play the games a lot. Like
you probably should have a problem with this stuff.
I have hundreds of hours
But
in
I don't give a
Halo.
fuck, bro. I don't care about lore accuracy when it's a different timeline.
No, but
I don't
the
care.
thing is, what actually makes this Halo, and the only explanation you've given is the fall of Reach, man. It's the fall of Reach. I'm like, no. It is a city that is getting destroyed.
Yeah, they're
by
doing
a
the story.
No,
There's a million things. There's Spartans. There's elites. There's Covenant. There's gonna be there's Jackals. I could name like the Keys, Cortana,
that's the thing.
Ackerson, Spartans, Spartan 2, Spartan 3 program they talked about, Keys,
But
the
none of
Pelicans, the Scorpions, the Ghost, the Phantom. I just listed like 25 things just now.
Lofty, you're not.
You said what's Halo?
No,
That's surface level at best.
That's the point. This is not the same story. It's its own timeline.
Then it can get fucked. That's what I mean. It's a bad story. It's not a good news story.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good story. I'm just saying that episode had good parts to it.
Bad. The writing is terrible and cringe. The action scenes are directed as if they're fucking smashing action figures together and have no idea how fight mechanics, how weapons work, how oh my god, they like just the fact that so many of the Covenant are using energy swords so that they can explain why they're not shooting people is just retarded. Like so Jackals have little short energy swords in this show. They like don't use plasma pistols except for when they need to use plasma pistols to make it so that Chief can't do anything with the plasma sword that he has because they don't want to animate an elite's arm getting cut off or something.
I'm just sad they cut out Sergeant Johnson because he was such a cool dude. I always loved his lines. He had so much personality. He was great.
KJ, it's okay because they have Black Captain Keyes dressed like Sergeant Johnson a bunch.
Yeah, but he doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't act like Sergeant Johnson
Not at
though.
all. It's why it's stupid because they're just like, oh well, I mean, throw the black guy in the bucket hat there, like that's from Halo. It's like care that little. They don't even realize that Captain Keyes and Sergeant Johnson are different characters.
But they have the Spartan program. They have Halsey being a fucking cunt. They have. There's a lot they are pulling for you. They're acting like they're not doing anything for the books.
Halsey wasn't a cunt either, though. That's
she tortured children, dude. What are you talking about?
But why? That's the thing. Why? Not because
her morals are fucked, and it depends on your own morality. But that's
not the story of Halo, though.
That is the story of Halo. It's exactly what happened to the kids.
Well, yes, it does.
It is, dude.
It's not how Halsey is presented, though. So Halsey is not the first time that Halsey is ever.
No, she's a likable sort of anti-hero.
She's like an Elon Musk type, or she's like one of the world's best scientists. She's like an inventor.
Yes, but it's questionable what they did. It's questionable what they did
because they're faced with like utter annihilation. Because they're like, okay, we're going to die if we don't do something drastic. Because and not even from the Covenant, they were worried about humanity dying because the independent planets won't be able to survive without having trade routes up.
Right, but this is all in the show.
War.
It's all in the show.
The thing is, though, it's in the show. It is presented as if she is the antagonist for the vast majority of it, and that it's not the way that you should be portraying Dr. Halsey, Catherine Halsey, because she's more complicated than that. And they don't have the skill to actually put the more complex and like cerebral story from the video game into their professionally written television show. And there's no excuse for that. It's just it's bad work. It's sloppy. They didn't care enough to actually research what they were adapting and think about why things happen the way they are. They're just throwing ingredients into the mix, stirring it up with a bunch of mayonnaise, and then telling you it's your favorite hot sauce. It's like, well, it has all these ingredients, so fuck you. I read the label. It's like, yeah, but you don't just mix it up in like gross ass mayonnaise. Like,
so season 1 had a different writing team. Season 2 is a totally different production crew. I can tell that they're making improvements. I don't know if they're sacrificing season 2 so they can set up Combat Evolved, and that's where it's going to pick up and get better.
I don't
Or
think there's any chance
if
the show's getting a season 3. Like I don't
oh,
think there's
of course it's getting a season 3. They have to
Yeah.
go to the Halo ring. They have no. That's the whole point of Halo.
What if they're not making any money on this television show?
Um,
The
I
only
mean,
reason, Mark, I would say that they would greenlight a season anyway is that streaming services at this point are kind of in an arms race.
Paramount is considering selling their entire streaming service to HBO. I think.
Oh, they're already tossing in the towel. Okay, never mind. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were already tossing in the towel. I thought they were still going to try to stick it out.
Who else? Why would another streaming service pick up this Halo show and continue to make it?
Oh no, David Zaslav is cutting it. Never mind. If they actually sell to HBO, yeah, it's Zaslav is not. Yeah.
If it wasn't HBO, it was. I don't think it was Disney Plus, and it definitely wasn't Netflix. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was HBO.
they could do Combat
Oh, no,
Evolved
it might be
season
Amazon.
3.
It might be Amazon actually.
Yeah,
It
they
might be
could do
Paramount
Combat
Plus.
Evolved easily, or they could go into Combat Evolved, and they could do, but and they could do Halo 2 and
They
all
won't.
the, you know.
Lofty, they're not going to, because even if they do, if they're on Halo, even if they say, hey, we need to make it to the silent cartographer because they heard a couple words from Halo and decided to throw it in there, it is
Yeah.
always going to be revolving around that weird Destiny bullshit that has to do with Quan and the Covenant Princess girl and Master Chief being some kind of messiah. Like it's all really, really bad and has nothing to do with Halo at its core, and the Halo stuff is the spice that they throw on top.
Wait. They're making Master Chief
Well,
into like a messiah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fundamental misunderstanding of his character. The importance of Master Chief is that he's just a guy.
No, he's the chosen one.
Oh man, that sucks. Because one of the cool things about the games is that, in fact, I think Cortana even has this line in Halo 3 where she's like, I had a choice of anybody, but I chose you. You know why? Your luck. Where it's like he's just a guy who's in the right
That's
place
also in the show.
at the right time.
That's also in the show.
He's a guy who's usually in the right place at the right time, has good instincts, and that's
Yeah.
the big thing with the luck. The luck
And
is
that's that part of his character is in the show. I'm just telling you.
But if he's a chosen one, it kind of falls flat for me at the very least because
I don't get any. I don't even know what you're talking about.
the Forerunner relics. The
Yeah.
like the markers, the things that both him and the Covenant Princess touch, and it makes them do the fucking Last Jedi Force Skype.
wait, they have
Yeah,
Force
but
Ghost?
that shit it could be anything. I don't even know what that means. Like that could be anything. It doesn't mean he's the Messiah.
No. It does, and that she like knows that he is that one the second she sees him. She's like, he's the one. He's the one that the prophecies for. There's all sorts of that shit in the show. Lofty.
Yeah, but I'm saying that could be a misdirection. Like that could be just bullshit.
No, they're treating it like the Master Chief being called the demon isn't just something that they threw at him when they saw him fight on Halo. That it's like a covenant prophecy that was foretold to have this person that would meet up from the human who would be integrated into the covenant. They have all this weird stuff where they try to tie in this like out of place, weird kind of network TV romance thing between Halo and Femme Twink Arbiter. Like it's just such a bad
lesbian arbiter.
I mean, she's not a lesbian, clearly.
Oh well, yeah. I meant she looks like one.
Jesus Christ!
Like the she twink. That's what I meant.
The she twink. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the only reason the show could get better is if they ditch all of that bullshit and then do what I'm saying and just do basically member berries on a Halo ring, and it would be very entertaining to watch. That's all they fucking need to do. I don't need this deep story. I don't give a fuck. I just want Halo. When people talk about the old stuff they like from like the Halo like commercial or whatever that Neil Blomkamp thing was, none of that was deep story. It was just like everybody was like, woohoo, the aesthetics are really pretty, woohoo. And you guys jerked off over it. And I'm like, okay, now they're doing it, but yeah.
No, you're not understanding the fundamental difference.
Exactly what everybody wants.
The Believe campaign. Do you know what the Believe campaign is, Lofty?
No, KJ, he's not talking about Believe. He's talking about Landfall. So Landfall, the reason people like it wasn't just because it was Halo keys jangling. It's because the things that they were doing made sense based on the source material, the way the brutes move, the way the banshees interact with the things on that. Like the banshees aren't hovering and firing things like helicopters. They're moving the way they should be moving. Spike grenades are used. You see the weapons firing like they should be. Whereas in this Halo show, you frequently will have battle rifles firing in full auto on this show.
That's in the books. Go back and read them.
No, it's not. You don't.
Yes. It's a game function so that the game can have burst fire mode. Like that's
no, but,
you know that, right? You know that, right?
No, it wasn't.
You don't know that.
It was totally weapon that.
Go back and read. Go look it up.
What books are like? Hey, what book are you referring to? Because I have all the Halo books behind me.
I'm referring to somebody who has read them that told me that.
Well,
I actually can't verify that, but
that is not a thing, at least in any of the Halo books that were written while Bungie had Halo, which are the majority of the ones I've read. I read a few that were post 343 merger, but I'm very well adept in Halo lore, I think. But the thing is, though, if you're making mistakes like that, if you're saying, hey, in the games, the battle rifle, which is clearly the model that you're using, someone had to make this. That fires this way. And if you're having a person just fire at a Covenant ship that's flying away, which happens, in one of the first scenes where there is a battle rifle firing at it, it's just laying into it in full auto, where it would have been no more difficult for them to just have it going, like, just put that little break in there. And the reason they didn't do that is because no one cared. And that's what I need you to see. It's that no one making this cares about Halo. They're using Halo as a way to get funded so that they can write their stories about, like, you know, Korean Prophecy Girl and She Twink Arbiter. You know, like there's all these things that they're using Halo for, when the vast majority of the show is people talking in rooms and very often not about Halo stuff. Like, it's just it's a vehicle for a different story to be told, and they're using Halo as a puppeted corpse to dance around and distract you from realizing how shit it is. Like, I'm telling you, that's what this show is. It's not the Halo fans finally getting what they want after all these years, because none of the action scenes in this show really look like anything from Halo, because there's constant mistakes that make it not seem like a Halo show, or inconsistent rules, or things that the Spartans can do things in some fight scenes that they again suddenly can't do.
Dune has a lot of that stuff, to be honest.
I mean, but you were saying that the ones in Dune don't bother you really at all, right?
No, I'm not bothered by inconsistencies with lore.
Okay, but
I wasn't even bothered by it in Rings of Power, to be honest. I think they could have Rings of Power.
Then I rest my case, I guess.
Rings of Power could have been a good show if it had better writing. I don't give a fuck about lore accuracy. They're doing their own version of it. I think the writing sucked ass, and they fucked up the second half of that. They fucked up Halbrand, and they did a million things they fucked up, but it's the writing. It's not the lore. I don't care if they changed the properties of Mithril or the properties.
What writing in the Halo TV show is good? That's making up for the things they're doing that make it very clear that they don't care about the source material at all.
It's not good writing. It's slightly better than season 1, which was terrible. It's like I'm capable of nuance, so like I feel like everyone's just like,
I don't get the defense.
It's very popular to say this is just as bad as season 1. It's very like normie to say this.
I actually
you can have some nuance.
It makes less sense.
It's better. Oh my god.
They're trying to do.
They have Ackerson. They're doing Fall of Reach. It's so much better than season 1 was nonsense.
Like, I mean, but that's what I mean. Like, I still think it's not Fall of Reach, man.
It is.
No, it's just it's an event that they've called for. They didn't adapt any form of Fall of Reach in really any way. All they did was had a kind of shitty running through a city action scene in which there are 2 Spartans, neither of which.
Well, I'm saying
doing things.
Yeah.
Are you giving a blind man a grenade launcher? Are you out of your fucking mind?
He was a Spartan. I feel like that was a little over the top, but he was a Spartan.
He's blind, Lofty. It's a grenade
launcher. But he's gonna die anyway. I mean, might as well give him a grenade launcher.
Lofty, a blind man with a grenade launcher is not a danger to the blind man. It's a danger.
If you're in a fantasy world with Spartans, I think they probably trust him enough to give him one. I mean, that didn't bother me. That's a nit.
How is
That's the least
being
problem.
handed a rocket launcher not something that bothers you?
That's like the least problematic thing about the show. There's so many other things that are like different, that are worse than that was. I thought that was funny. I laughed at that.
Mark, one of you is a combat medic, the other is not. So obviously that's going to really agitate you.
Yeah, but none of us are Spartans.
You don't give a blind Spartan a firearm. You say, look,
I
here's
would.
armor, here's a shield.
I would give him a firearm.
Why?
100%.
How would you?
Because,
why would you think that would be something that would be safe to give him?
Because a lot of blind people can vaguely see.
Yeah, not well enough to shoot a firearm, Lofty. Like,
well,
there's a serious firearm safety thing that I want to make very clear. If you are visually impaired,
yes, no, full disclosure, if you are visually impaired, do not operate firearms.
That should impede on your right to bear arms because you will not be able to do it safely, flat out.
Yeah.
You won't know what you're aiming at exactly. And that's not being able to see well is enough of a reason not to pull the trigger. Never mind not being able to see at all.
Yes, no, do not go to the range if you are visually impaired, please. I do not want to see you at a Bud's gun shop.
A day in which you have blurred vision, or if you're shit faced, there's plenty of times in which you should not be holding a gun, and being blind is one of them.
I agree. I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things in the show, it's not really that big of a problem. There's other the Quan character needs to go. The Soren needs to basically just participate in. He needs to become Sergeant Johnson, basically. Everybody else needs to go away. We need to focus on the UN. We need to focus on Chief and his team, mainly, because that's gonna replace Noble Six, and there's gonna be a George death at some point. Probably Kai is gonna die the same way George did. So I'm just telling you, they're doing Reach, but with a different group.
So basically what I said they should have done from the beginning, essentially, is...
Yeah, well, if it were me, I would have said, just do Reach with June and with Kat and with George.
Yeah.
And just do it the way it was in the game, in the book.
Well, the advantage...
They had to... Yeah.
The advantage of a military ensemble as well, and I meant to mention this, is that you could do at least when you're on the Halo ring, you could do B-story stuff with Johnson and really flesh out his character big time, which I think would be a big win for fans, especially because he's already a fan favorite character. Like, he's already like top 5 fan favorite characters. Like, everybody fucking loves Sergeant Johnson, so
yeah,
I think giving him even more to do would make people super happy.
I don't think. I think Soren, this other black guy, is gonna. He's a good actor. I like him a lot in Fargo, but I think it's gonna be hard in the Halo ring to do any side story stuff. You're gonna have to focus on Chief.
Yeah.
What the fuck is? It's a Halo ring. Like, what are you gonna do? There's nothing to do. So you have to focus on Chief. That's why I think season 3 could be good, and I'm just giving the show room to get better. You know, I'd rather have a good season 3 than nothing at all, to be honest. I don't want the show.
I'm cool with nothing at all. I'm cool with never watching this show ever again.
I mean, what if it was good though?
Well, as I already said before, I'm never watching it ever, but so for me it doesn't matter.
It's a waste of time.
I don't think there's any chance to get good. Like, flat out. I have no hope for this show.
Like I said before, even if season 3 is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, I'm less than 1% interested. I really don't care. Plus, because I have so many other things I need to watch and so many other things I need to play, and I mean, we're gonna get into it, next week or 2 weeks from now or whenever we talk about the top 5. But like, there are so many great things already, and it's just like, I gotta make certain cuts, and again, like, even if it was like incredible and amazing, it would just be on the cutting room floor for me of stuff that I'm just never gonna get around to, because you have a finite.
I think they need to do a Halo movie with Matt Reeves or somebody. That's what they could use Pablo Schreiber. I like Pablo Schreiber. I don't have a problem with him. The show would still suck ass even with his helmet on. Everyone's focusing on the wrong problems. It's the bad writing in the characters, like Quan, and the horrible season 1, and I don't care about the Spartans gay lover. Like, I don't care about any of that crap. His helmet not being on, and he's acting like Chief without his helmet off. Like, I mean, with his helmet off, he's still acting like Chief. He even says, like, I know that I'm not going to die in combat because I'm insanely lucky. Like, it's literally Chief. And Pablo Schreiber is jacked as fuck. He looks like Master Chief, and he's cool without his helmet on and armor on. I don't know. I think people just, I don't know. It must be it must be like a difference of expectation. I think people want like Villeneuve Dune, and it's just like, no, this is never going to reach that level. Uh,
I think
I
it
don't
could
know.
though. I think it could have though. I think there is a different world where different people got a hold of it and it
But
did
yeah, duh.
achieve
It could have
that.
been Neil
You know.
Blomkamp. It could have been.
Yeah.
Alex Garland.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been who else? Spielberg.
Now Alex Garland.
You
Now
know.
that's a
That
motherfucker I would have
motherfucker.
liked to see do Halo.
Yeah.
I still really disagree with that guy as Chief. He's not at all. Master Chief isn't anything like the character on that
You know
show.
who I would have been interested to see how they approach the role would be Carl Urban, because he's someone who is definitely not afraid to keep like the helmet on. Like I mean, like remember Dredd? Like he was so
The helmet thing
in
is such a
he
distraction.
was
to me.
so in
Well,
character as
helmet
Dredd, and
aside, helmet aside, I wanted to like the
Yeah.
Master Chief on the show is like an unhinged psychopath. He's constantly making the most
He's
bizarre
right.
decisions.
He's always right.
Well, not necessarily, and he's also often in situations where they really have no reason to be trusting him at all based on how he's acting, and he's expecting people to just trust them without giving any explanation often. Like he'll just be like, "Are you gonna follow my orders or not?" And Chief doesn't do that. He doesn't scream at people. He's not hot-headed. He doesn't get angry and snap. Master Chief talks like this. Well, sometimes maybe
Yeah, he's
quick.
one-dimensional in the
He-
games for sure.
No, that's not one-dimensional, Lofty. Being calm
I mean,
and being a competent guy who really knows what he's doing and can be calm under pressure.
so I haven't.
Is a flaw.
So you're saying he's never been in an argument ever in the books or any? He has no personality whatsoever in the books.
No, I'm saying him constantly blowing up at everybody he talks to in the show makes that character not John 117 at all. Not at all. Not how he is in the book. Not how he is in the games. It's a different character. It's a totally different guy.
I like Pablo Schreiber's interpretation of Chief. I think it's fine.
He's a fine actor, but I think he's doing a terrible job at playing a character that's called Master Chief. John Wallman.
Well,
Yeah,
he has to read the script.
Chief for me was always more of like someone who was even keel, like definitely smooth, but also had snark to him. Like he did have that sarcastic, snarky edge, like especially in
He does
Halo
have
2.
some of that when they allow him to.
When he's like, permission to leave the station for what purpose? To give the Covenant back their bomb. Like he has that snarkiness to him, which is fun.
He'll make little quips to Cortana too.
Yeah.
His dry delivery makes it funnier.
Yeah, that's a super funny part of Chief, because like his dry delivery when he's being like he has like a little quip for Cortana and stuff. It's
Those moments are what reminds you that there's a person in there. That
Yes.
he's not just this like invulnerable killing machine. That he's a guy with a sense of humor and he cares about Cortana.
Right.
And for all of
he doesn't wear
the
his helmet all the time.
and for all the inconsistencies with Halo 4, that's one of the really interesting parts of Halo 4, especially that final line when Chief is like, she told me that once about being a machine, and he doesn't go into detail, but you just know, and that's a great character moment for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just, he was a boy at one point. He's a regular guy. He takes his helmet off after missions in the canon. It's just, I understand what Mark is saying, that he's just more unhinged a little bit in this show,
Significant.
which is, I'm sort of seeing that as Ackerson is sort of fucking with him a little bit, and then also whatever this stupid like storyline that they have to wrap up at the end of the season, or else I have no hope, because if they keep Quan and this prophet chick forever, it's never going to get better. Like at some, you know what I mean? They have to retcon.
No, they're not getting rid of those two. No chance.
Well, I don't want that. That's what I'm saying. I want Alien. I want fucking Halo Combat Evolved.
That's the thing. Like, Lofty, what I'm trying
With the
to get
Flood.
at is it's so clear to me that the Quan and McKee show is like that. That's what they want to make. And it's why they spend so much time.
They
on
know it's bad.
Life. Like
They know nobody hates it. I mean, everybody hates it.
Yeah, but it's it's what needs to happen because you're racist and sexist.
Yeah, but even the woke people hate it. Like they have to know. They have to know they can't do. They have to retcon it. And I think they're trying. I think I could see them trying to. Like they're getting rid of Kwan in this season. She's not in much. I didn't watch the last episode. Apparently, she's in that part. I think they're trying, but like I don't know if they don't know how to get rid of these characters or if they aren't doing it enough. I mean, what can they do? They're fucked because
they can limp along and get the show going for as long as they can by throwing in little Halo key jangles until they eventually end the show with Kwan coming and saving the day after all, because normal people can be here. I guarantee that's what's happening. Or the show will get canceled and we don't have to bother with any of that.
Well, if Paramount, like you're saying, if Paramount was thinking...
I would bet some money. I would bet some money that season 3 is going to happen, and that it's going to be on the Halo ring, and all this shit is going to get retconned. That's about. I would actually bet like.
That's what
I'd throw $100 on that bet.
That's what people were saying about this season. Like as this season was coming out, people were like, "Oh, they're basically retconning the first season. They're moving into Fall of Reach, and this is going to be like a self-contained story." It immediately ties back into a bunch of stuff from season 1. It's not a retcon at all. They're not trying to retcon it. They're just trying to make people think they retcon it, so that if you hated the first season, you might still watch this one. When all of the writers, if they're different people or not, they're still equally bad. It's like it's not good and it's not Halo. It's just.
Well, they could retcon it by killing off that fucking blonde girl. I think Chief could kill her, and then also Kwan could just go off and do some bullshit somewhere else. They could
they could, but also I don't think that would save this show either. I feel like there's too much that is wrong with it for anything to ever happen, which makes me say, oh yeah, you know what, the Halo show, it turned out really well after all.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. Yeah. It's just
if like the Rey movie, I don't think there's like an amount of good the new Rey Star Wars movie could be that will make me say, yeah, actually, you know what, Rise of Skywalker actually wasn't all that bad. I mean, it set up Rey, so we got this movie. I don't know. I don't know if I could ever get to the point where that story thread leads to something that I'd be okay with. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just at the point where you gotta grip me, otherwise I'm not gonna. I'm probably
it's a waste
not.
Of time.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm watching it is so that I can have conversations about it.
Yeah.
And then also so that I want to know how they incorporate the Reach. I wanted to see the Fall of Reach. I mean, I thought it was a decent episode. I know other people disagree. Angry Joe liked it. I know a lot of YouTubers who liked it, but other people didn't like it, and it was sort of like, they had some shitty parts of the episode. But
I'm just glad people are still so passionate about Halo, because Halo is one of my favorite video game franchises ever. Like, I have so many good memories of Halo, so many good memories of like playing like couch co-op, and like remember when that was a thing. Remember when you could play couch co-op?
Even hardcore lore channels I've seen do reviews of that episode said it was a great episode until the end when Keyes died.
So Angry Joe also gave Book of Boba Fett like a 9 out of 10. So
what?
Right, he also gave Spider-Man 2 like a 2 out of 10. So I mean, or whatever, like a 4 out of 10. So I mean, he's not always wrong. He's not always right. I'm just saying, and there's other people that. I'm just saying. I'm not like being a contrarian. I'm genuinely. I think that was a entertaining episode.
No, I don't think you're being a contrarian. I think you are genuine. I think you and Mark are both genuine in what you're saying. I don't think either of you are just saying random shit. I think, especially considering the passion of both of you, you clearly care a lot about Halo and about the show. And yeah,
clear. I'm not saying I don't like Halo Season 2 because I want social media clout or anything like that.
Exactly. No, you guys are clearly very passionate about it, which is interesting for me to listen to.
I think I said something like you are exaggerating how bad season 2 is because that is something that is very popular to do. People
No,
don't like
well,
to say, "Oh, this
I
is
get
better than season 1." It's very easy. Like I can say the same. I can be like, "This show sucks ass,"
I
and
no,
it's
but
just like,
the thing is,
well, technically, it's better.
I want to be clear though that I tend to not do that. If I say something is worse than another thing, it tends to be because that is what I actually think, not because I think it'll make me look cool or anything like that. I mean, hell,
Well,
like I will. I'll
I just
say when things I
I
like.
don't understand how you can't think this season is better than season 1. It's so much better than season 1. Not
It's just a different type of bad, but I think it's as bad.
yeah.
And
So
I think
I haven't seen it, but I think I know how, and I would probably think the same way. Is because season 1 is essentially just random gobbledygook.
It is
You're
gobbledygook.
not really expecting much besides just random trash. But Fall of Reach is such like an important and pivotal moment in the Halo
That's what I mean.
universe. You're
That's what I mean.
expecting
It's doing
more. And so the
well,
fact that if
it's
it's
doing the
failing,
pivotal
then you're
thing.
going to end up being
It's
disappointed, I would
it's
say.
doing the Covenant invasion. It's showing a lot more Halo related things. It has Keys doing more like Halo related things. It has it has Ackerson who's in the books. It has more. I'm just saying, season 2 is more focused. It's still bad writing, but it's like it's more focused on Halo. It's still you could say it's bad. I don't, and I think you think it sucks. Like I'm not saying you're exaggerating, but like it's just better than season 1. I don't like when people are like, this movie's worse than Ant-Man, and when it's like, no, come on, Ant-Man sucks ass. You can't say every movie is worse than the last one that came out. People do this all the time.
well, I mean,
And maybe you're not doing it. Maybe you're not doing it, but a lot of people do this.
Well, I mean, I think
Somehow, like
it's more
you
that
know,
it's worse because it's taking an event that has been done in ways that are compelling and
yes,
doing it the worst it's ever been done.
doing it badly. Well, that's a different argument. That's a different argument.
But like it is to me, that's one of the things that makes it work, and the fact that it was done so poorly, and like the sheer fact that there's not a Spartan in armor during the Fall of Reach at all is insanity to me. It's like, what do you mean? And if you say, oh, the budget, I'd be like, you shouldn't have done the Fall of Reach. You know, like, so then don't do that story if you can't afford to.
I wish they kept the Spartans in their armor, but I don't mind Chief being out of his armor because I think Pablo Schreiber is really good at action choreography. And he doesn't need to be in armor. He could be in armor 90% of the time, but I do want to see I like him out of his armor. I think he looks cool. And he's
have him training with ODST, letting them hand to hand. Like what's
yeah. But Chief should be able to fuck up an elite even out of his armor.
No, he shouldn't.
In my opinion.
No, Lofty, you should not. He shouldn't. It's
you don't think so?
You got an elite is like 9 feet tall. Like they're gigantic.
They're not in the. I mean, they're not in the games. I mean, sorry, in the show.
Actually, they are in the games. The games, the elites are as tall because the Spartans are tall when they're in their armor.
Yeah.
So the reason you don't you have to be very careful when you spar with someone taller than you, as Wade, my roommate, actually does spar, and he's pretty tall. He says that the problem is always that they have reach on you. So whenever you're shorter, you tend to not gonna have reach on them, which is why you got to be really careful when you're sparring.
An elite is also about as strong as a gorilla, though. Like they're not just big. They're also incredibly strong. Have talons. Like they can cut you with their nails effectively.
I know, but like in the games, they're easy to kill. It's just like okay, that was easy.
They're not easy to kill in the games. Elites?
I kill like 70 of them every mission.
Yeah, but like
they're just like like mobs.
Understand what do you have to do to kill one, especially on like a legendary difficulty? Or
I have to. Oh well, legendary. I mean, I'm talking about normal difficulty, but
well, I mean, in normal mode, you can kind of just tap.
I mean, technically, the Spartans Master Chief kills probably 200 elites plus every time there's a new game.
Because he's a Spartan
by himself
with Cortana. That's why he's able to do that. It's not he can't.
But he does it with an assault rifle, or with a pistol, or with a fucking sniper rifle. He can do these things out of his armor.
The only what you have to do is either use a grenade or an energy weapon to break an elite shields,
And then shoot them in the face. Yeah.
Or you can use a melee attack as a Spartan and Mjolnir armor, because you're essentially hitting with the force of a tank driving into something. Like it's.
That is
Well,
why
one thing
it is
I will
very
agree-
important to have a plasma pistol.
Well, I will agree. They fucked up the armor for the elites because they gave the elites the Arbiter's armor for some reason.
What?
And yeah, he was supposed to have like this unique, powerful. Oh, my brother was telling me about it. It's like they gave the Arbiter has like special armor, and they give that to like every elite in this show. It's like they all have like. Did you notice that, Mark?
There's one guy who's supposed to be the Arbiter, like an Arbiter at least,
or something like that. But they all have armor. They all have that. All the elites have this special armor that they don't have in that.
Well, there's one who has the one with the hook nose that's more that's closer to the Arbiter's armor. But I don't think it's supposed to be Thelvadam. I think it's supposed to be a different guy.
Well, it would have to be because he only becomes the Arbiter during Halo 2 because his failure during Halo 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, the people writing this show don't care.
But that's what I want to see. I want to see the Arbiter in chief, and I want to see a Halo ring. And if I have to suffer through a bad show to get there, I'll do it.
No, well, I would rather just the bad show stops and then they make a Halo adaptation when they're ready to make a good one. Like, is my.
That's not going to ever happen now. That's my point. We have no choice but to make this show work. There's no other option. It'll never happen again.
Burn it to the ground. Totally forget about it. Like,
well,
I'm totally
or just let it be bad and then laugh at it.
No, but like, I'd rather not that. I'd rather that not happen either because I like Halo. I don't want it to be bad Halo show stuff, and I prefer to have nothing than something bad.
Like,
I would prefer to have not had a Star Wars sequel trilogy than do
so you are not a William Faulkner type, is what you're saying, Mark.
I mean, I don't know. You might have to explain the reference.
But... Oh, William Faulkner, a very, very famous writer. He one of his most famous quotes says, "Between nothing and grief, I will take grief."
Yeah.
No. In that one, I'm choosing nothing.
That's why I said you're not a fan of William Faulkner. That's because he would choose grief and you would choose nothing.
That's a bit different because, like, if you're talking about grief over a loved one, then I would choose the grief because arguably, if you had nothing, that means you don't have the loved one to begin with. So that's a bit more complicated.
But Mark
we're talking about an adaptation of a property I like. Yes, I would rather have no adaptation than a bad adaptation.
Well, Mark, that's because you don't believe that they can pull off Combat Evolved Season 3 and they make it good, bring the Arbiter in. You don't think they can do anything.
No,
I happen to think that it's possible. That's the only difference. We just disagree. I think they're going to have to make changes and maybe bring on a better writing team even again and make another change. The showrunner might have to go. They already fired the whole first season writing team. They're gone. If they fold into HBO, maybe HBO can do. I don't know. I'm just saying, with Pablo Schreiber, I like him as chief, and I think the budget could work with Halo on the thing that they're doing. It's just it has to get there. I don't know. Maybe it's like a 15-20% chance that I think it might be good, but it's probably not going to be good. I don't know. We'll see. It's probably not going to be good. But I think they're going to do... I doubt that they're not going to do Season 3. Of course they're going to do the Halo ring. It's called Halo.
Dude, I don't think they had the money to do a battle during the Fall of Reach that was anything other than a corridor or a bridge. They don't have the money to do grand scale Halo stuff on this show.
I thought it was like $500 million budget or something.
Well, it doesn't look like it. If that's true, then someone's supplementing a cocaine habit.
Well, somebody's failing to. It's oh boy.
Yeah.
$200 million.
4 Dune 2s for making one season of the Halo TV show is what you're telling me?
40 million per episode. Yeah, I don't know where that money is going. I don't know where that money is going.
Because there's no chance that this season's visual effects do not reflect that at all. It all looks like it's shot on a green screen, like and not well.
Yeah, most of it's bad.
my guess would be in terms of where that money is going. My guess would be in terms of a lot of times when budgets get inflated, it's because of reshoots and rewrites. Which is why something like The Creator only cost 80 million and the effects look really good. And then you have something like, Indiana Jones, 300 million. It's a lot
The
of
Marvels.
reshoots and a lot of rewrites. Yeah,
Yeah.
Marvels had the same problem. So that would be my guess, is that there was probably some behind the scenes stuff that caused trouble.
Now, it could be that they're either saving it for the last 2 episodes, or it's just they don't know what they're doing. It's
Yeah.
also
I
possible.
don't know what they're
Mm.
doing.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But, I mean, we'll see.
But yeah.
I'm skipping the Quan episode. I already watched a summary of it. I'm not gonna watch it. That was last week.
Quan.
So yeah, it's
What a name.
it's now. Yeah, like I said, I thought they had an okay episode 4, and I was like, okay, can they continue this? And it's like, now back to Quan. Why are we back to Quan again? After that, after a positive uptick, now we're back to Quan, this Asian stowaway fucking rebel character that has no business being in a Halo show. But
I wonder if it, when it comes to like to some of those original like random ass characters, I wonder if it's like a rights thing where it's like, oh, now we have ownership over this character because it's original, blah blah blah. I mean,
Considering how many of the main characters and terminology they use in this show, it can't be that. It is just they wanted to have a spunky Asian young adult girl.
oh, well, that's disappointing and very cringe, but whatever. No skin off my back. But so yeah.
and Keyes was such a good actor. I thought he was okay. I think he was the best, besides maybe Schreiber. I thought Keyes was good, and they killed him. Unless he's not dead, it could be another, which is also stupid.
He has just an eye patch, and he's like, nah, I got better. It's okay.
I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. They didn't show his body.
Oh no, the classic
He
they
blew
didn't
up
show
because-
his body trick.
He's got to be dead, right? I don't know.
Well, yeah, probably, but
Anyway,
you never know. Anyway, but yeah. All right. Well, what an evening.
I guess we'll wrap up.
Yeah, I loved you boys' passion for something I will never see in my life, but god damn it, you guys really fucking gave a shit about it. So you know what? You're all right by
so
me,
much better
kids.
than Dune. It's so much better than Dune. Go watch it. Go watch it, kids.
No, opposite of that advice.
I
Go
need
watch
to
Dune.
I need to watch Dune Part 2, by the way.
Go to the theater. Yeah. that's
Yeah,
good.
I want to watch it in IMAX, and so I need to get a screening just to make sure that I get good seats and stuff, because I don't want to be sitting up like, like when you get it and there's like a bunch of other people that already have seats and you have some awkward position where you got to like break your neck
Next
to look
weekend.
up. That's probably what I'm going to do, is I'm probably going to do next weekend. I'll probably do Saturday or Sunday. I'll probably choose like a really weird time too, just to make sure I got plenty of options. But yeah, so we will be back at some point in the future to talk about our top 5. But yeah, until then, take care.